Hey guys, it's Rod with Civil Advantage Firearms Training here. The reason I'm laughing is this is like the 15th take that I'm trying to just, and it's a conversational video, you know, that's it. I just can't even get through this video. So anyway, hopefully this is the one. Special alert transmission, emergency transmission. As you guys know, the RCMP have been at it again. This is another wonderful piece of wisdom, just this ivory tower of intelligence, you know, in Canada, rising above all the little minions working away on. Though that was probably the least radical one that I've come up with so far. All right, so you guys know the news. The SIG family of rifles have been moved from non-restricted to prohibited. The CZ858, 556, 552. I don't own one of these rifles, right? But the classic green and the special black, and you know whatever other ones, all to prohibited. So while I was getting ready to do this video and yelling at myself and the walls and whatever, just from this just whole ridiculous, it's surreal, right? This kind of behavior is just surreal. On behalf of anyone in the country that would do something like this, just absolutely, I'm pretty creative. I can't even come up with where to describe it. But anyway, this letter came in from Stephen Blaney, who's the Minister of Public Safety, and he says, I want to read it to you. He says, "Friend," I guess we're not on a first name basis, me and him. "Conservatives have always stood up for the law-abiding gun owners, which is largely true. That's why I was troubled to learn of a decision made by unelected bureaucrats to prohibit a number of rifles imported from Switzerland. I want to assure you that I will not let law-abiding gun owners suffer as a result of this situation. These now prohibited firearms have been classified as non-restricted firearms for more than a decade. The RCMP has no idea how many of these rifles exist. We figure there's around 2,000 of them. And they have not announced any plan on how to deal with those who have purchased these firearms lawfully, like they give a I want to assure you all options are on the table to fix this situation. I will also be taking steps to make sure this never happens again. The actions of these bureaucrats are absolutely unacceptable, and I will be announcing concrete measures in the coming days." Good words. Our conservative government is on your side, and we will always stand up for the rights of law-abiding firearm owners. Thank you once again for your years of loyal support. Stephen Blaney. So this is a very clear and very decisive message, and on paper, I like this. This is something that I would write. Again, probably like the 25th iteration of, of what I would write, right? This looks a little more, you know, politically correct. But yeah, this looks really good. We'll see what Stephen Blaney does. I am very glad that someone in this government, it's the G word to me. I just even hate that word, but I'm glad that somebody is like, holy man, what is going on? And Stephen Blaney, being the Minister of Public Safety, is the only guy in Canada that legally can grab the RCMP by the red serge lapels and yell in their face, "What the hell are you thinking?" Right? And he's the only guy. So I'm glad this came from him, because it's very clear the RCMP could care less what anybody thinks. I've held out so much hope for these guys that they would just clean up their act for so long. And I'll tell you why in another video, why that personally means something to me, but on behalf of all the great members that I've met and worked with. And these guys are out there policing, doing the community policing, doing what you're supposed to do as a police officer, being a part of the community that stands up for the people that need them and crushes the people that are trying to destroy the system. That's their role, right? And there's so many guys that do that, and they do it so well, and they're such professionals. My heart is breaking for those guys, how humiliated and disillusioned they must be. And it's stuff like this that just destroys the RCMP from within. All right, enough of that. I'm just, it's surreal when they do stuff like this, right? I mean, if you really get into the Firearms Act, it's surreal anyway. You're just like, how could anybody even do this, right? It doesn't make any sense. But this is just, again, over the top. Just another example. Why did they do this? Okay, so this is just to my knowledge, right? Not saying that I'm completely right. I'm never completely right. So to my knowledge, the reason why this happened is they're claiming that the SIG family of rifles are derived from converted automatic receivers. So in the Firearms Act, a converted full auto receiver basically is a receiver that you'd use for the military full automatic version, and basically the receiver, right, the main part of the firearm, inside they've cut out pieces that would have to be there to accommodate a fully automatic trigger group to be inserted into that receiver to make the gun full auto. Sometimes what these manufacturers do is they'll actually weld in chunks of steel so that that receiver can't accommodate the trigger group. So point to think about is that with plans that you can download off the internet, you can make any semi-automatic firearm fully automatic. But nobody does it. And you're ready for this? You want to know why they don't do it? For one, they don't want to break the law, right? 2 million PAL holders have proven time and time again we're the least likely to break the law. So it's against the law, but you ready for it? You ready for the big hit? Here it is. Because if you make a firearm fully automatic, it's prohibited. Do you get it? Full auto firearms are already prohibited. So what they're saying is, we have a gun that you could take a grinder and a chisel and like machining tools, you can machine it out to make it full automatic. So we want to prohibit it. They want to make it prohibited. So what do they want? You can't make it full auto anyway without it being prohibited. So they want to make it more prohibited than prohibited. So again, with all of Canada's firearm laws, they do zero, nothing to enhance public safety. Nothing. Nothing. But what's the downside? Let's talk about that real quick. The downside is, if you're caught with this rifle 30 days from now, and you haven't turned it in for destruction, you'll get a 3-year minimum sentence for possession of prohibited firearm. 3 years. Now, as I may have said in other videos, if I'm a criminal, what do I give a crap? I'm like, awesome. Now I don't have to pay rent. And I get my teeth fixed. And, you know, now I can get that operation I wanted. Because I don't pay medical, I don't have any medical. This is great. Maybe I can get my GED. Maybe I can hook up with other criminals and get a network going. This is fantastic, and it's all paid for. I'm so skinny I can't afford to eat. Now I can bulk up a little bit, work out all day. Okay? So they don't care. But for somebody like me and you, like imagine, I'm telling you right now guys, drop everything, imagine you had to do 3 years right now. You'd lose your home, your family, your reputation, your job, you lose everything. Good job, RCMP. I'm glad you're looking out for me. Unbelievable. So, are these things made of full auto receivers? I don't know. Have there ever been a crime committed with one of these rifles? Guess what? Again, zero. No crimes. The notice that the RCMP had sent out said that people that had this rifle had 30 days to turn this rifle in or be in possession of prohibited firearm. They say turn it in for no compensation. Now remember, if you guys are familiar with this gun, that's a $3,500 rifle. $3,500. Okay, those magazines are $100 each. I bet you these guys that have them got $4,500, just under $5,000 invested in these rifles. And they're supposed to hand them over for zero reason. Here, chop this in a couple of pieces and I'll just go away. And thank you for not charging me. What to do about this? I would say do nothing right now. If you have one of these rifles, I would think hang on to it. Okay, because all you got to do is call the RCMP. If you had to surrender it, call the RCMP. They'll drive up and get it. Or you can say, hey, listen, I'm going to make an appointment and come down at 1 o'clock with my rifle. And you can chop it in half. If nothing happens, then it's time to take some pretty significant action. So here's what I'm saying. Within 15 days, I'll have a video up on what action to take and how to do it. It'll be on the new channel. It'll be a lot higher quality. It'll be a pretty nice video. So you guys will enjoy, hopefully you'll enjoy doing that. I put a lot of effort into it. And so some of those things will be letter writing and hand delivering letters to your MP's office especially. especially if they're a Liberal MP. Because I'll tell you what, the situation with the RCMP, the Firearms Act, these are all results of liberal ideology. And again, I'm not even a Conservative Party cheerleader. I'm going to be honest with you, I voted for them because they stand for at least one or two issues that resonate with me, like the ability to fight off someone if they're trying to kill me. But I'm crazy like that, right? Or maybe don't allow people to take my property or to assault me and then just stand there. You know, like they're trying to help me get some basic human rights, right? That have been eroded like this since the first Trudeau era. Okay? So you can thank Trudeau, Mulroney, Turner, he was in there for a couple minutes, Campbell, what an embarrassment. You can thank Chrétien, you can thank Martin. These are the people that brought you this state where we have absolutely no semblance of fundamental justice. It's gone in Canada. It's gone. Okay? I want to tell you one more thing. You know what other news happened yesterday? Just a food for thought. Yesterday there was another news item. Vincent Lee is getting day passes. So you're like, well, who the hell is Vincent Lee? Well, let me tell you. Okay, 6 years ago, this guy on a Greyhound bus decides to stand up, take a large hunting knife, Rambo-style hunting knife, and cut the 20-year-old kid who's sitting next to him, cut his head off on a Greyhound bus full of people. As people are vomiting, half passing out, get off the bus, he marches around the bus and shakes the head out the window, kind of like as he's walking around at the people standing outside the bus. And I'll tell you this, I'm tough as nails emotionally. But I will be honest with you, I'd probably either throw up, pass out. I don't know if I could even handle that kind of horror. Honestly. I just don't even, I can't even imagine it in real life. I can't even imagine it. Well, Vincent Lee has spent 6 years in a psychiatric hospital in Manitoba. And guess what? He's been getting day passes, supervised, to go out into the community because they don't want to keep him cooped up. That would upset him, wouldn't it? All right? That would make him upset. So now they figure they can trust him enough that he can go out by himself, unsupervised. Now he's walking around in public 6 years for cutting somebody's head off. And they want to give you 3 years mandatory minimum sentence for possession of this rifle that they said was okay and non-restricted 2 days ago. I don't know, guys. I don't know.